I took some time to think. The worm suddenly went quiet. Not gone, but resting. I haven't scratched in so long. It is relieving. It's relieving. I walked long miles in abandoned cities just to see fragments of what I once thought were real. It was in this purge of socialization, the purge of false ideals, and the acceptance of what was that led me to live in peace. But they're resting too easily. In my aggression to the voices and symbols and the dreams, the reoccurring ones, do you still have them too? I saw them, writhing and laughing as they rearranged my blood vessels. Their mating season is coming up. I feel them defecating in my bloodstream. That must be why I'm ill. I can't stand it. I can't fucking stand it. The feeling of the precipice of greatness grabs hold of you as you stare at the one-eyed moon in the sea of blood. The moon never full, as it hasn't fully shined in years. You scream as you rip each piece of fabric that binds you to a mortal coil. But you don't stop there. You attack the flesh, your tummy, what you show to loved ones as a sense of trust, violated by dirty, chipped, painted nails. The tear of flesh until meat, intestine, fallen, then bone. You finally see it. Past the blood, tears, and pain, you finally see the parasites. The maggots that were trying to control you. The ones that were feeding you lies this whole time. You tear them out one by one after thousands, tens of thousands. You know they put teeth in the walls of schools, right? The sun begins to rise. There is a Mariana Trench underneath each city. Finally, the peace and quiet sets in. You do not die, but by purging what you know, you can see everything so clearly. Every building has a heart that pumps blood and nutrients to the other major vessels. I can see it now. The change is coming. Now that's a little fucking wacko, am I right? This is exactly how our protagonist feels in the brand new game, Psychopomp Gold Edition. Now what is Psychopomp Gold? Who am I? Class, please, please calm down and allow me to introduce myself. Hello everybody, my name is Backpack Comics and welcome to Internet Lore, the show where we look at a subject, game, or piece of internet history and find out all about it. Today, we will be looking at Psychopomp Gold. Just an FYI, I will only be showing the new content and how it fits into the overall story. If this is your first time seeing me, hi, and I also highly recommend watching my first video to catch yourself up on the very confusing nature of the story, as it is, a big explanation of its world and lore. So how does this build on the story of the game? What clues does it give us to the world? Will there be a Psychopomp 2? Are we going insane? Or is this an illusion by our deranged selves? If it is actuality, how so? Well, let's find out. Firstly, a huge thank you. Get the claps going. Come on, editor. A huge thank you to Carbonic. He is the dev of the game and the head of Fading Club. Carbonic sent me this beautiful, crisp copy of the game. So thank you so very much. Psychopomp Gold is a rebuilt version of Psychopomp that includes new levels and improved graphics. I don't know why, but playing this game is like when you play a game for the GameCube. I grew up with the GameCube. When you play a game for the GameCube and you just love it so much, and then there's a second game on the same console with slightly better graphics. I don't know. It's just something that is oddly cozy to me. Like the times that I did play the game that I wasn't raging, I was like relaxed to shit at the game. Like I don't know, it's just something about it. This game was released October 24th, 2024, receiving exceptional hype from their community. Along with this, a plushie that was released of Pompey herself. My pal Moose got this, and I am indeed very jealous of them for getting this, but whatever, I'll let it slide. Water under the bridge. Water under the bridge. However, firstly, I would like to cover some of the new additions to the game, as well as some of the things I missed in the original video. The first level is a bit improved, like most other levels in this improved version. Minor graphical and layout changes. One thing of note is that there is a secret room with a symbol person. They speak of pain and how all eventually return to symbols. This proves significant much later in the game and video. The symbol also looks like that of the female symbol or the one of Venus. In the second level, there is a wall that tells us a poem called Fun. The poem reads as such: "Fun's most fun when it's with you. From sky to shining star, together forever, it's true. To travel near and far, if we break too many toys and if it makes you blue, we'll reunite that king and queen and make the world anew. Fun will be eternal then, we'll play forevermore. The toys will now have lives again, the better for us four." This poem will be brought up again in a later segment of the video, but to past me who made the first video, it was kind of right in front of our face, man. In the third level, we now have wanted posters of Pompey, as well as a room to control the PSI of the head crusher. You know, a skull only takes 500 PSI to crush, right? Anyway, you can now control if the death is long or sudden. I also missed this transient location in my original playthrough, so it's nice to show it off. It had some significant meaning as well. It would have honestly helped me so much in bridging the connection between Pompey and the Marzipan Man, Boxman, being Venus and Mercury. Seems like they've also had a long established line of communication. Maybe this will be brought up later in the video. Hint, hint, hint. Foreshadow is a literary device. Anyway, so what exactly has been added to the game? I mean, we listed off a few things, but you know, what does it look like? How does it feel to play? So I have right here some handy dandy screenshots and footage. Oh shit, I haven't actually played the game yet. That's embarrassing. Shit, how do I save the video? Well, how about this? Let's play Psychopomp Gold, New Stuff Edition, and then I'll get back to you guys on how it is. If you do not wish to see me explore all the new content, you can skip to this timestamp here. And without further ado, let's dive right on into the game. Let's play segment of the video. You know, it's a tradition. Today we're playing Psychopomp Gold. Nice. Psychopomp Gold. So we're gonna actually head into the handy dandy mods workshop. I mentioned this in the video, but you can actually mod your game, which is really cool. This is like the mod, or this is the mod. Obviously this is the mod, but this is the level select area. There's like a little healing spell over here. You actually can't take it into the levels, which I figured that out the hard way. But we're just gonna dive right on into this. We're gonna dive right on into the game. All right, what is this place? What is this place? Hard structures are all around us. What is a building? What a good question. What forms dirt beneath our feet? How does it think? How does it respirate? God, listen to the fucking soundtrack. What does a hard structure eat? Earth is created of buildings that we make. An elevator is like a throat for a hard structure. Given that Gok 3000, am I right? Is it 3000 or 9000? Or is this fucking annoying? I hate these earbuds. I actually am in the market for like new headphones and stuff, because these earbuds are nice. It's just like the length of it isn't very helpful, and I've had this issue for as long as I've been making my little let's plays, making my little deep dives. Who are you? Building bed. What a shame. Our young buildings are afflicted with a bad case of parasitic silkworms. Even if we kill all of them, it'll take months for the open source to heal. That's disgusting. Trying to ignore the pain it's in. Just staring to excrete. Subcutaneous. Subcutaneous. I don't know, this sounds like I'm speaking a fucking different language. Cement. In the last, or not in the last episode, sorry, that's like such a normal thing for me to say. What is this, some sort of sphincter? Give it a hit, maybe it'll squirt. Let's see what you got to say about all this. Well, isn't this great? That's the main root sphincter. Ain't it a beaut? Problem is, with all these moths around, it's closed up tight, so we can't go and check up on all the roots of the buildings until they're gone. What a pain. let's see him. He's a little frustrated, and he's just doing the same thing, excreting weird cement. What is this? If anyone can figure out what this is. So it's like, it's so interesting. Like, this game is so good. This is where the mysterious green key is. I will be showing all the key locations. I'm sure if you scrub through, there's a section where I will show that. Sometimes I dream what it'd be like to be a building god. Wouldn't that be wonderful to feel all those people inside of me? The building is greasy, but what isn't around here? Particularly frothy. Wow. Who would have thought? A little froth. I never heard anyone. That's what my main man always says to me. Ploopa choop. Oh really? Ploop says that. What the fuck? So I actually played this. I played this level several times. Fuck, I got hurt. I played this level several times. I actually tried recording this one day, but it was unsuccessul for the fact that I ran through this level. And when I say I ran through this level, I mean I beat this level in 5 minutes. I'll put the exact time that it took me to beat the video, or to beat the video. God, I wish I beat the video in 5 minutes, but the amount of time it took me to beat this level was like 5 minutes, and it was for the sole reason because a bitch was hungry, but not like hungry. You know what I'm saying? Like, my partner told me, "Oh, go get food." Like, I've already eaten. Also, buildings communicate through graffiti, so this is like interesting because it's asking for help. I'm giving lore before it's even given. I'm sorry. Every single surface in a building is lined with a thin series of microscopic taste buds. I think you owe them a taste with all they've done for you. What do you feel? You're feeling pretty good about yourself. Loves buildings so fucking much, dude. I do too, I guess. Just a little secret. So yeah, my partner told me, "Oh, go eat something before I come back home." I brought you pizza, and I was pretty excited for some pizza. I've been in a very pizza-like mood. That and Jersey Mike's. God damn, I could slam a Jersey Mike's. I slammed one today, but today it hit in such a way that I think it's the final time that I'll ever have Jersey Michaels. Not ever, but it just like, it hit so hard that it just like did not taste good after a while because of like the amount of full that I was. Who are you? Oh, it's for graffiti. Graffiti is how buildings speak to us people. Looks like someone's hungry. Surprisingly prickly. Building memo cares about a steady diet in the young skyscraper's life. That's very cute. That's very mindful, you could say, of such a creature. But yeah, my smart ass was like, oh, I'll just have cookie dough. Oh my god. You get hurt pretty bad in this area if you don't rush through that. So I had like a tub of cookie dough. Like, I didn't have a whole damn tub of cookie dough, but I definitely had a click. Educational experience. You can learn so much from touching their insides. Enderman shakes and wobbles, dripping profusely. Huh. Well, no, I don't. Be careful what you wish for. Anyway, yeah, I ate some cookie dough. I got nervous that she was gonna come back by the time I was done recording because she was like, oh, 20 minutes. I literally had my dumbass hand in the cookie jar, and I rushed. But this time we're gonna like talk to everyone. We're gonna explore. We're gonna play the game as it was meant to be played, by taking everything in instead of just fucking running through the level and be like, I didn't go put away the cookie dough now. Of course, we will never live to see our buildings flourish, but we know that it's a thankless job, but an important one. This one's cold and stiff to the touch, just like my cock, and is looking at the moon fondly. Remembers the time where there was no moon in the sky. That's interesting. It's kind of interesting lore. So if we go to our left here, it's actually everyone's favorite character, Piss Lipid Boy. Oh boy, oh boy. Do you think I can be your good boy? Can I be your little good boy? Wet and jelly movement. The Piss Lipid shakes and dances. There's a smell of urea in the air. I hate him. But actually, there's a whole theory about Piss Lipid Boy later in the video. That's kind of interesting. If you can get some pesticide together, we'll be able to kill the moths all at once. Bring the ingredients to the machine. Slightly caustic and particularly distressful of insects. So we got a little fear of insects here. The very last segment I need in making this deep dive, which is literally just the let's play of it, these last 3 levels plus the ending, plus how much I love the fucking ending. But after that, I'm gonna line it all up together and we'll have a done video. I'm very excited to do this. Kind of sucks a little bit, and let me tell you why it sucks a little bit. Okay, it sucks a little bit because Carbonic actually gifted me this game for freezies. And it took me a very long time to record this because when he did gift me the game, I was in Europe. So it took me quite a long time to like kind of get around to it, and I feel bad because of that. I would never want to I would never want to rush the process of making these videos. Also, like, a theory that just came into my head: if everything is a living organism in this, and the main building where the sphincter is this like a vocal cord? Is this a uvula just like turned upside down? It's like moaning in an almost like sexual way. It's so confusing. I feel a little bad because of that, but I know that, I don't think he would be offended that I'm taking my time making a video on the thing that he took so long to make too. How do you get down there? I always forget. Give me 1 second to kind of cross my P's and Q's. Piss on my Q real quick. Carbonic is such a cool dude too. Like, I swear to God, like, if I was ever given the opportunity to just talk to him for like an extended period of time, I would annoy the shit out of him with Psychopomp questions. Because there was just so much to this game. Like, it's almost insane how deep the game actually goes. I'm not going in the right direction. I'll cut when I am going in the right direction. There's just so much to theorize about the game, and I think that's like one of the most enjoyable parts of it, is that there is little to no explanation on everything, but it's just like, it's mostly about the art. And you know me, I'm such a sap for that shit. Basil, man, practices gnashing his teeth for later. I have never had a backbone in life. Now I'm so much better. I am the backbone of the underlying structure. Flat face put to good use. Is a load-bearing surface. I drop a load on his face. Just really quick, though. I wouldn't want to prolong a load. Me and my best pal Ploopa Choop, he also makes videos. He's actually a great guy. We've been like questioning the thing of, ooh, wow, we call that a fucking speed hit where I come from. I don't even know what to call. I should not have lived. I should, like, I think I did. I know I did take damage. That's bullshit. I should have lived. He says nothing he hasn't seen before. Pheromones are incredibly important to a building's life cycle. When it's time to reproduce and die, a building will produce special pheromones, black mold, to repel its current host and promote habitation of its children. Base man is strong and made of bloody lumps. So essentially, you were supposed to come here and realize the last part is over there, but we accidentally did that very quick because, when you're watching the Backpack Comics YouTube channel, it's actually pretty educational. You're always going to walk away and learn something completely new. Plib and I have been talking about, like, why is it the last person that comes on the pizza has to eat it? Like, doesn't that not make sense? Shouldn't the first person that comes on the pizza have to eat it? Like, I know this has nothing to do with the game, and this has, like, nothing to do with pretty much anything that will be futurely referenced. I've just wanted to talk to more people about this. Ooh, wow. How am I alive? Like, legitimately, how am I alive? But doesn't it not make sense? Like, if you are the last to come on the pizza, you do not deserve to eat it. You deserve to have the person who first came eat it, because they lost. They literally lost because they came first, and it's embarrassing, right? And then you have to wait for everybody else to finish, and then that's your prize, and that sucks. But it's not that way. It's a completely different way, which, like, it's always baffled me that is, I don't know. It's baffled me that I'm even talking about this right now, if I'm being completely honest. Also, I forgot to mention, if we die in the game, like, at any point in time, that's the end of the Let's Play. Like, I will not. This is a 0 death run, because of my patience being so thin. Not tonight though. Not tonight, but if my patience do wear thin enough, that's the end of the Let's Play. Anyway, I think a fun sit-down conversation with Carbonic would be a shit ton of fun, just picking his brain about every single detail. Like, I mean, even, like, look at the sky. Like, It's so pretty. We're underwater. I just realized that. Huh. Doesn't it look like we're underwater? Huh. I don't know. Sorry, I like stared at that for like quite a while. Time to put the poop in the chute. One, count 'em, one DDT. One, count 'em, one sulfur. One, count 'em, one bromine. He ain't my brother. That wasn't funny at all. I love that scream sound effect. Like, it's just so... I threw up a little. It's a really good scream sound effect. I don't know how he got that, if he screamed himself and recorded it or not, but I do enjoy that scream sound effect. Also, like, these designs are crazy. Like, this design is so crazy. It's cool to look at, like, every enemy and just, like... Or not enemy, but entity, and just see the difference in style, the very slight difference in style, but just realize, like, no, this was all him. You know, it's like there's something like there's a familiarity between the differing styles that he has, but you could still very much so tell he created it. We missed the fucking thing. Good job. Oh, a butthole. Well, it's ready for some cranial, you could say. A little cranial. Now that's getting that. Now that's better. Take a look at the grand sphincter. Has finally opened for us once again. How do you even feel different? No, you don't. Let's go through the butthole and see what happens to us, really. I mean, what's the worst thing that could happen inside a giant anus? So this is the root, huh? So this is the root of the problem. This is great taproot. It was close. All buildings owe to it. Every building you have ever seen is simply a genetic clone of this taproot. Please be careful around it. It's very sensitive. This guy's covered in some taproot sludge. It's kind of nasty. It looks at the taproot with utter reverence. It's a beautiful way to look at something. Oh, sorry. Oh, man. Oh, that's I've been watching a lot of Poppy Playtime videos. I actually might do something on Poppy Playtime. I'm not quite sure yet, but I've been watching a lot of videos on it just because me and my partner are really interested in the lore. What do you have to say now that the world's dead? What have you done? Do you still feel like Taproot? Yeah, of course you do. Oh, a little egg of the earth. I'll take one. That's so cute. Oh, that's cool. Been watching a lot of the Poppy Playtime shit. The lore is like pretty interesting, I think, compared to like some of the other mascot horror games that are out. But god damn, do some people just go fucking bonkers on their Let's Plays. Like, I also love this is the new scene for whenever you collect an egg of the earth. I think it's really cool. Heading on to the next level, what I was saying is it's just weird. Like, some people that do Let's Plays are just like insanely over the top when you literally don't need to be at all. Huh? What? Why? That's canonically what they said. Why is this place? Elevator. God damn, the soundtrack too, dude. Like, I just swear I don't know what it is about this fucking game that just like everything just fits so perfectly in it. I wonder if it really is just like cracked down to like passion put behind the game. Like, that makes sense to me. So as you guys know, usually when I make these videos or do these Let's Plays, I like to play through it first so I have an idea of what I'm doing. Let's talk to this guy really quick. Here is where we make instructions for everyone, everything that has happened to you, everything you have ever done. It was all decided here. Surprisingly soft and jelly-like. Balances with important biological information. Excited to pass it all on. I played this beforehand, so not only is it easy for me to do the Let's Play segment of the game, but it's also for the fact of for other games, it's if I know it's good or not, and I have a story behind that really quick. The allele feels like it should feel bad, but doesn't. I'm gonna need like a soda or something right now. God damn it. These sentient teratomas clog up the pipes every once in a while. It really makes things annoying to get around. Hey, grab that syringe to get a sample of its DNA. We might be able to do something about this. This is actually something I have yet to do in the game. When I played this my first time, I did not actually inject this thing with a syringe. So now that we actually have that, and we have to come back here, and last time I just did not do the thing that you were supposed to do. So this time I'm going to do it and see what happens when you do a thing. Anyway, yeah, I have been playing games ahead of the Let's Play. Some games still scare the shit out of me. I have way too many games that I have backlogged right now that I'm trying to get through. DNA is the greatest curse we have ever thought up. You should have seen people before DNA. Let me tell you, we could not let that last. Cancer in motions, crazy fucking line. The allele is actively, hereditarily malicious. Is it allele or allele? And everyone stayed silent, and no one ever answered. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that kind of sad? This guy's kind of crazy because he has little acid fireballs that hit me twice. Sorry, I got pissed, so I'm sorry. This is like weird, man. I love it though. Yeah, I was getting emailed by a lot of indie companies that were just asking me to play the game and stuff, or play their games. So I started doing screenings of the games and playing them beforehand, sometimes in front of a full panel of people, i.e. my friends or my partner. It's a fun way to kind of go through and see if the game's worth playing or not. And sometimes it's in a nice way. It's not in a nice way. Some of these game devs need to know that what they're making is not like good. So I like to send emails back and just tell them that the experience wasn't good. Rarely do I get fucking sneak attacked by the fucking forlorn fucking Pinar drop. The four-legged Pinar snipper, man, dude. Insert DNA sample. Okay, this is what I missed last time. So now we're gonna use this special syringe. We're gonna get a secret code, TCGA. So it is safe. It is the same for every game. Okay, cool. Like my thing is, and whenever these indie devs do send me their games, it is like a lot of fun to play through. Maybe that'd be a fun thing to do on stream one day, is just go through like a bunch of like indie titles and play them and see what like the community thinks about it. But the thing is I am extremely harsh. Fuck you. God damn it. Good thing we got a little health drink. Nice. So we also have to activate all of these. Like, I mean, I like to go through the entire indie devs like catalog before I like make any crazy judgments or anything. But it's like, goddamn, I lost my train of thought. Ploop is actually calling me. I spoke his name too many times. Nice. I legitimately do not like having ADHD, and I don't know why people fantasize about having it. I am the origin who decides how you will suffer. Would you like a blood clot disorder? A brain that doesn't work? It's up to me to decide that, and that's an important job. Thank you very much. If you can think of a better system, I'd like to see you try. Ha ha ha. Ja 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 ja. Wriggles. Old progeny holder swings and dangles preciously. With some precious care. With some ever so precious care. I wonder if there's an enemy in here. There's not. That was very nice of them to not do that. Anyhow, my main thing is now I remember what I was gonna say. Other than the ADHD thing, not every game that you make or every like project that you touch is going to be gold. And I think you kind of have to realize that. That's like something you realize in the creation process, is that it's just not always going to happen. You know, like you'll create something and you'll be proud of it, and sometimes that's the only thing that matters. But I feel like that's a hard thing to say to someone who, especially someone who's like growing into their creativity or trying to grow in this like vast and ever-changing like field of entertainment. Let's see what you gotta say about this. It ain't easy coming up with new instructions every day. We gotta stay creative for what's gonna happen to everyone, and that's a lot of work. I'm not complaining though. That's the job we were given, the job that we were born to do. Hard to hold still. You feel like the alleles of information is seeping into your own, so you let it go. Happy to have such a strong sense of duty. You almost think someone actually told them to do this. Huh, that's crazy. So I have to activate the last one. I actually don't remember where it is. While I aimlessly wander Um, it is just like a hard thing to like tell people, or like even to be honest with friends, like when they show you videos or show you things that they're working on, it's hard to say that you need to start from scratch and maybe try again. And the other thing is just like the way that it's perceived by others is just like not as important as you think. Like someone could think like you made a work of art, other people can't. Like when a mass does, like things definitely change, but it doesn't mean that they're gonna, change forever. You know what I mean? I am the origin who decides how you will decay. I've got a collection of wonderful, flawed chromosomes that I've put together for you. I've put a lot of thought into this. The least you could do is be grateful. You can't blame me. I'm only working with the instructions I received. The origin point squishes and shakes. The old progeny pulsates and shivers tenderly. We went that way last time. Good memory. So creepy. I love it. I think as long as you're creating stuff that you're proud of, like that's really all that matters. Like I've definitely like sunk days worths of time into videos. I don't know why I switched to an accent. I have spent a lot of time on videos, like a lot of time, a lot of my spare time, working on these videos and stuff. And it is very discouraging when when what you were working on doesn't come out as expected, when the result isn't quite what you want. But there's a lot to learn from it, and at the end of the day too, which is a statement I've been trying to move away from thanks to TikTok's very own Ash Trevino, which is another hit me bitch. God damn, stupid fucking dick ass looking quadra ball sack thing. Oh, they're so happy. I came up all the way here for just this man. With so much time passing, it can be really hard to remember the diseases and things we've created, so we keep it all here in case we forget. Clay and yet easily depressed. The allele is happy to have a photographic memory. Oh, this is knowledge. Okay, CATG. I think I actually do still have that written on my notes. God, go for me. I was actually about to throw that note away. I forgot how essential that was. It is just like I think it is just harder than people give credit for to be creative, and expand and branch out and do things that you're not used to. Not necessarily the judgment aspect. Like I think there was a point in time where I was extremely afraid to be judged, if that makes any sense. Not if that makes any sense. Maybe you relate is I think a better way to put that. Where I was just afraid to be perceived because I feel like for a majority of my life I was being perceived incorrectly. So it just gave me the fear and kind of like an unwillingness to, God, how do you even put that? What was it? It was TCGA. Let's try TCGA. I just didn't want to meet people and I didn't want to be judged. I was afraid of what how people would perceive me. I just didn't want to be what I've always been told that I was, which were very negative and very very bad things. But it's not a sob story. I'm not trying to get pity or anything. I'm just saying how it is. So this doesn't do anything. My work, my research, they amounted to nothing. So we're going to do Catg. G. I wonder what will befall this creature. Oh, the creature is ceased. Good night. Ah, nice work on the malignant DNA. Good thing that's over. You made sure that injection was local, right? Uh-oh. Stinky. Uh-oh. Something's getting a little sticky around here. But yeah, now I really could give a shit what people think about me. What? What did you do? You injected something into the primordial information, didn't you? It's all dying. It's all spreading and dying. There's no more DNA. There's no more instructions. Oh God, what do we do? Dude, what do we do? Like, actually, what do we do? It's cold to the touch. The allele is rotting from that. Bring me that egg. Right over there. Right over there. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'm not as afraid of people's perception anymore, and I feel like that just comes along with like maturity. But that is like, I think one of the braver things in the life of a content creator is to really branch out and make those decisions and make those videos. To look back on stuff and realize how cringy you are, no matter if it was like a week or a year ago. It's always like that kind of weird, undying cringe. Uh-oh. A glitch in the game. We can't get to the next area, can we? That sucks. That is bad. Anyway, I think the bottom line is it's just important to perceive yourself as you want to be perceived, and just kind of not solely base your reality on that. Whoa! I love that. Like this level is difficult, but it's very fun. It's really just so fucking cool. Like, damn, dude. What are we in, the eternal green sphincter, maybe? The sphincter rooms. We could be. We are not convinced of you. You do not seem to understand anything. These doors will only open for you once you come to an understanding with this world and what makes it. Better than a single atom feels like tissue paper and static electricity, dances as if they are older than writing. So we are actually going to take the left path because this is the harder path to take. In my opinion, really. But yeah, judgment and shit aside, just be yourself. Take criticism accordingly. Make sure that the criticism is constructive and not harmful, and I think everybody will be okay. Sela moves and gesticulates. Tutor. There's a planet within one other place. When realms come together and are forced into a round shape, we enter into a later phase of a world. Blah, I can't read. Wiry and full of fuzz of an unknown alloy. Oh yeah, here's a good topic. So there's actually a Japanese import market near me that I love shopping at. They ran out of eggs, actually, just to show the state of the world that we're in right now. We are losing eggs. God, I love this so much. It's so pretty. It is so fucking beautiful. I love art galleries in games. Like, art galleries are just... it's just so fucking cool. We need to play more art gallery games on the channel. Like, I know a few, and there's a few that I really want to play. We could do internet gems on those ones instead of internet lore. Just to... because I feel like it's more fitting, because it's less of a analyzation. It's more of a just, like, review. Just check this out, guys, you know? Instead of getting down to the nitty-gritty. The worst part, in that deep part behind your pituitary gland, that part that you try to hide, that part that crushes your chest in all sides and seizes your lungs, we have commodified and gallerized it for a special viewing of the general public. Welcome to hell. The simple person feels like the bad electricity, whatever that means, is grinding on the inside of their blood. I don't remember reading that last time. Anyway, Japanese import market, very, very good. Very, very delicious. I love that food so much. It's almost insane how often I crave Japanese cuisine. We are born of one of the four aspects, the deepest aspect. This makes us the guardian of this world. We decide what goes through, what comes to pass. It is our right. They're rugged and wet. Feel like cave wall and air at the same time. Flutters in a way that makes you really angry. Well, if we're that mad, we can just... Oh. I didn't know you couldn't kill them. Interesting. Anyway, yeah, everything's gone up. They've run out of eggs, which really, you know, pissed me off, because I like eggs. I like egg and bagel is very good. And what is you? These attacks are just weird. There's the only two of these things in the game. Freaking me out. You gotta really reel back. I've been doing commentary for not even 30 minutes, and my throat is already feeling a little sore. Now do your hyper beam, you weird bitch. Oh yeah, I try a new drink every time I go there. because it was one of my favorite things to do when I went to Japan. I think like almost 3 years ago now. Kind of insane to imagine that. But today, we're going to be quenching my thirst with melon creamy soda. It is artificially flavored, which is not good, maybe. Quality by UCC. I don't know what that means. Good until the 9th month, which is September, October. Yeah, September, I believe. It's a product of Japan, and it is in fact tasty. And I'll be doing a review right now before we do this segment, which is most treacherous in my opinion. Ooh, damn, you guys hear that crack? I hope the mic picked that up. God, you guys get just a little bit of everything when you watch these deep dives, huh? Wow. You know, you have to take a third drink to make sure you like it. Oh, wow. That is excellent. That is really fucking good. Wow. Okay. Let's try not to die now. This is the hardest part of the game. I'm genuinely convinced too. I know, like I say that blank is the hardest part of the game almost every time, but this is the hardest part of the game. It is all timing that I'm horrible at. I saw a creator who was doing a review on this do this part with ease, and was I envious? Yes. Was I mad? Yeah. Oh, I guess those are the only real emotions I was feeling. I am the paragon of symbols. I feel the geometry of the world and the mathematical crash that appears behind me. Colors and shapes, lines and curves, the digit meat stuff that makes you up. Read it and weep. Kill me to learn. Can I touch it? Oh, it's squishy and full of numbers. Flashing in a way you cannot see with your eyes. A blink of information in your deep cortical nerve. Damn. I love like how visceral it all is. You understand symbols. So the whole meme in this one is that there are 4 concepts, right? Like 4 paragons. You have to collect them all to understand perhaps yourself, but mostly to unlock the door. If we got hit there by that one, that would have been the end of the Let's Play. That would have been the end of the game. I need the utmost concentration right now, and applause would be nice. People cheering me on so that I knew that I was a damn good boy and I could do it. Hell yeah. Oh, wow, we made that part our bitch. We actually took no damage. I always take damage over there. This character is important because they are very different than a lot of the other characters in this segment. The seasons go round and round, but what gives birth to them? The trees climb into the sky, but what gives birds to them? Warmth. The gut mom is swirling and beautiful. Yes, she is. She is absolutely gorgeous, absolutely darling. We would usually go through that portal right here, but I actually find it much easier to just skip through it and go to the next segment. You guys hear the soundtrack? Like, this is fucking good, man. It's just soundtrack. Like, I am not musically inclined, like, whatsoever. Like, I am not very talented when it comes to music. I've tried numerous times to be a fraction of where some of my best friends are musically, in Musically, the app. You remember that? But it is just such a difficult concept for me to grasp. I was actually one of my best friends, the Grand Natalie, I was mastering audio for them so that they could sound a tad bit better. It took me a while to get all the audio lined up. I tried doing it like a video's audio, but it's much more complex than that, which I learned. Also, I do like this piece a lot. Art is beautiful, isn't it? You'll gain an appreciation when you're old enough. We are formed of art. Art is formed of us. Can you even think of anything higher? I love this. Like, it's so cool. The simple person is raw, but in a way that isn't strong. The simple person looks awfully twee for a character with no face. Don't you hate it when you wake up and you look awfully twee? You just look so horribly twee. Like, I play the drums and I play the ocarina, so I have an understanding of rhythm, I have an understanding of how to play an instrument, but things like singing, I can't sing to save my life. I don't understand singing at all. I don't know how to make voice sound pretty. A usurper here in the oldest part of the kingdom? What a joke. You can never weave a story like that. You can never create something like this. A true monarch would never be ugly like you. The simple person is barely even a thought. The simple person is judging you silently and out loud. Are we gonna take that shit? Are we gonna take that shit? I don't think we could kill them. Actually, I have an idea. Well, not an idea. I know this almost for certain, but I'm not going to spoil it. Did I get that? I did. Good job. You guys catch the big game? The Super Bowl? I did. I have no investment whatsoever in sports. That was it. I just wanted to talk the big game with a couple of my pals, you know what I'm saying? It's actually like so cool to see what a large community has formed from Psychopomp. You know, like I don't know what it necessarily is about the game. Maybe it's the art, maybe it's just the topics that the game covers, but it is just really interesting to see how many people relate and connected with the game because of its like sheer strangeness. But I think that's like what I really do love about indie games is just like the lengths that they're willing to go through. Not even the lengths that they're willing to go through, the suffrage that they're willing to go through in making these. Yeah, but don't we all for making what we want to call our art, you know? Like, it's just the originality of it. Like, I don't think a AAA studio could ever really make something this original, if that makes any sense. This is something that is crafted from one person's mind. There's a one-person team, and I'm not saying that everything that exists needs to be created by just a sole person to get the recognition it deserves, but what I'm saying is that sometimes amazing feats and visions of art, like such as this one, can only be completed solely, you know, like the vision could become corrupt, I guess, for lack of a better term, if not done the exact way that the person had envisioned it. And I think that's one of the follies of AAA studios right now, is just the fact that they it's all about what the investors want, and just some weird fucking ideas that just don't make any sense. Like, why did we need that? Who's playing that? Like, no one. I got lost, but I found it. There was a time where the paragons floated gently over the sulfur plains. A time before humans, a time before thraits. Feels like a spoken word that you've long forgotten. The Gut Mom has an encyclopedia of knowledge of the soul DNA of every living being on the planet. Let's get through this now. Actually, I am a big fan of like this gauntlet. It's very cool. Bink, 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 bink. It would be helpful if I could fucking hit the damn thing. If we actually die... That's funny. I never noticed that. It's a dragonfly pinned. That's actually really cool. Okay, worth it, but I'm still pissed. Fuck you. Oh my god, we did it. It didn't take me until like the sun rising or anything. I just like well, I'll explain it after we interact with this curious character, the Paragon. I am the Paragon of concepts. Concepts give birth to symbols. Symbols give birth to concepts. Without each other, they are worthless. You are a collection of flesh concepts. Well, thank you. I feel like that. The Paragon is slightly rough to the touch. The Paragon is younger than the others, but feels far more ancient. Its own mind, doesn't it? Okay, we understand concepts. That was such a bitch to do. I don't know what it was about that I just could not beat that enemy. I ended up taking a break. I reinstalled Valorant of all games. You guys could judge me. I won't hold it against you, man. Fun game. We made a little friend. This like wholesome little man was asking about music. Oh my god, I can't believe if I die here, I will fucking install the game. Yeah, I'm like I don't know if I'm tired or not. I mean, I've slept in pretty well today, so I think I'm fine. I need to be up in 2 hours anyway, right? It's not weird at all, not stressful at all. Anyway, we understand concepts. I got done playing Project Zomboid, a little number you may or may not have heard of. I love that game. It's very fun. I was playing it with Dylan S. Plupachup, owner and founder of Plupachup Corp, of course. Owns 70% of our shares as Backpack Comics, which is concerning to say the least, but it's fine. You shouldn't think too much about it. I clearly don't. We're doing this part again, and I'm just yapping. I am running through this like a maniac. Nothing feels real right now if I am not fibbing, and I'm not fibbing, aren't I? God damn, I did that like a damn master of the game. Is this what it took? Sleep deprivation? Am I in Pompey's mind right now? I don't fucking know anymore. I don't know what the fuck is going on, I ain't gonna lie. Welp. If I die now, I don't even know what'll happen if I die now. That's the open. Oh my god, we fucking did it. Oh god. We did it. We cleared both of these areas. I don't know how to feel. Nothing really feels real right now. I'm not gonna I don't even know what to say. This part's hard. This is the hardest part of the game. But now, guess what? We get to leave. We get to leave to the other side. And if we lose on the other side, well, I think I'm just bad at the game at that point, and I don't think maybe I don't know, dude. I'm fading in and out of reality right now. I don't even know what the fuck is going on, if I would be honest. So now the big trick is gonna be, how do we get back? How do we get back to where we were? Anyway, the Project Zomboid world is going great. We decided to make our characters exactly as ourselves, so the debuffs are actually kind of fun to play around with, as well as the buffs. Right now, what we did in Project Zomboid, we set up a base of operations, a BOO, really, a boo. Sorry, didn't mean to scare any of you guys watching at fucking 6 a.m., 7 a.m. in the morning. I'm really gonna not do the sleep thing. That's crazy, man. Do you guys ever have those nights where it's just like you cannot rest? Like there's just like too much energy in the air, too much to do, too much to see, too much to plan for. It is exactly that for me tonight, with gathering these 4 concepts, with finishing this beautiful video, which is enjoyable. I actually think it's kind of cool that this is going to be included in the creative process of the game, not of the game, in the video, just to show that it is muy difícil. It's a little Spanish, very difficult to sometimes make these or find the time for them. Actually, another thing that is like annoying me, something that is just like absolutely annoying the hell out of me, is the Ash Trevino drama. I think I brought it up in an A1 video. This guy's kind of difficult to fight if you don't know what you're doing. So this is what you do. You wait until he's turned around just like that, and you just wail on him. Never mind, did they fix it? They might have fixed it. They might have actually fixed it, where you could just kind of glitch behind them. There was a glitch that I probably can show in the gameplay part of the video. That's just solely the gameplay, where you can actually just wail on him from the back and he can't turn around, but I guess that's not a thing anymore. We're a little beat up, but I'm sure we could find one of those delicious little fairy pools and heal ourselves, really. But we got another concept. I don't even really remember what I was talking. Oh, the Ash Trevino shit. So it's just like, it's so much. It's so much. This is going to be dated eventually, but look into that if you want something interesting to watch. The Paragon feels surprisingly silky to the touch. Its surface feels almost Permeable. I'm the paragon of flesh. I used to fly over the lands, invigorating the muscle and sinew of the world. Do you know the meaning of flesh? Of the flesh? Do you know the meaning of the flesh? The meat is our soul's given anchor. It's beautiful. I don't think we looked at it. Paragon is ancient and floats in place sadly. It has seen billions of years worth of death and fire. And what is one more to add to the count? I know exactly where the last one is. Oh yeah, we get a teleporter. Thank God. I was like, I'm gonna cut, but we don't need to cut. Not where we come from. But yeah, apparently, like, there's this other influencer called, I hate that word, influencer. Like, can we all unanimously agree as, like, a collective that content creator and influencer are just kind of ugly words? And I feel like they've, like, everything that could possibly ever be taken out of, like, these words, I don't know. I feel like they don't really have meaning anymore in the sense that they should. Like, I don't feel like influencers really influence much of anything nowadays. You know, like, I myself do not consider myself any of those things. I am just somebody who makes videos, you know? It's like, but you know, you're kind of paired in. Like, words are weird. Is this the paragon of words? The paragon is one of the oldest. It is made up of the younger paragons. The paragon existed before the others, and they are its parents. Kind of a strange statement. I am the paragon of people. People are where it all comes together. Every layer builds upon layer and become a single person. Layers becomes a single person. Those layers can now look back on former layers and comprehend them. People are the most important aspect. They form the others. The paragon is something that cannot be destroyed with a thought, but can be destroyed with a hammer from fucking Home Depot, right? Let's get that last thing. We truly do understand people now. Let's go through the teleporter and see if anything has changed with the little guardian man, the little guardian angel. Older than writing. We're not convinced of you. You do not seem to understand anything. These doors will only open for you once you understand with this world and what makes it. Shut up. I'm tired of these little riddles, these little rhymes, all this confusing brain work that I have to do. I just want to open these damn doors. Just give Pompey her prize. Poppy. I actually am like half tempted to make a Poppy playtime, like, super deep dive. I know it's been done like a million times already because, you know, the game's old. It's a mascot horror game. Those tend to be some of the most over-exaggerated, or not over-exaggerated. People tend to use that as a media outlet a lot. Just because of, I think, like, the viewing potential of it. I just want to do it because I think it's an interesting concept. I think it's a good game. There is a lot of research I think I need to do because of the controversy with Pompey's playtime. Imagine that, Pompey's playtime. I wonder what her playtime would look like. Kind of scary. No, we can't. Okay, so okay, the mod breaks the game a little bit. This is educational. The mod does break the game a little bit where you have to actually go over here and get the ending. So a lot of the things that are usually available aren't for whatever reason. I think you have to vanilla play through the whole game again. This is easier access though, but I don't know if I could get the end segment. This is the new Mariana Trench section as well, and I actually do really like what they've changed. They've given it so much more so much more depth. I wanted to say added more life to it. So much more detail, actually, I think is a better word. Just because, like, it did last time when we played Psychopomp in the non-gold version, the silver version even, of the game. It did just seem like a straight shot just down the center. So, it's pretty cool, my friend. And then these guys, I don't really think they say much. Let me see. You want to talk to me? No, they don't. You can't even really interact with them. It's just like the aggressive detail, I think, is like a good way to put it. In the nothingness that there is, you know, there still is something. I think that's important when making games like this. There's a game called The Undying Beast that's really good. It's another indie game. It's much like that, but it manages to tackle the void in a really good way, where everything is dead, but there's still, there's still meaning to the world. There's still stuff to be, seen and explored. The Threat woman looks with reverence at the empty shell. Behold the throne of the queen, and upon it the sacred dermins which she shed when entering her great metamorphosis. Step lightly. This is a hallowed place. Threat Elder is too focused for your little games. Well, she's a little too focused for our little game, so why don't we just go play with ourselves in a way that I didn't mean that. This also wasn't in the base game. If you guys have seen the original video or played the original game, I think that's really cool. Anyway, yeah, influencer is such a stupid word. So is content creator. Content creator is like on the cusp of just like being annoying. I think it's just like, it's dependent on who says it. Clout is a no-no word. Like, clout is definitely a really weird and disgusting word. I think this cutscene is exactly the same as the last one. This is it. I see it, and I somehow... No, exactly. It's the AM for me. Give me a break. Never heard. A warmth, a love. I will make you anew, born to flesh from ash and clay. There you are, my wonderful child. This world has been changed. It has been twisted into something that it's not. It will change more. Perhaps that is inevitable. Let us awaken you. There are no secrets now. I see everything within my domain. Thank you, dear helmet. You are perfect in every way, baby. I'm feeling pretty good. Let's leave this hole and never look back. Leave this hole and never look back. That is some of the best advice you could probably get from anything. I love what they added to this segment. This is just so cool. Like, they so didn't need to do it, but it's just like that level of detail is so fucking cool. So fucking cool. I love this game so much. I don't know why. Maybe maybe in like a morbid sense, it is just very relatable in like a weird sort of way to a specific creed of people. Maybe not creed, I don't know, the specific type of person relates to this. Like, I don't know, there's something very magical about it. I am just enthralled by the sheer creativity. Let's try continue and see if that works for us. Yeah, I think it does, because we have to go to the forbidden place and then we get the other ending. So this is the same, and I'm going to cut ahead for your sakes. Okay, cool. So we do get the exit. Okay, epic. So this is the new ending of the game, and yeah, it's pretty freaking epic. So we explode into a million gigashits. And then what happens? Connection to subject lost. What does it mean? Well, I will tell you in the next segment. Maybe, I don't know. Like, the confusing nature of the game is also something that is very captivating. And just like the cutscenes too is so nice. Anyway, I'm going to stop gushing about the game that I'm playing and why I like it so much. Actually, no, I'm not. Never mind. Also, this design is really cool for Boxman, I believe we call him. Which is a weird name. I don't know why I went with that out of everything, but okay, who cares? And then we see the dog. Hello, dog. What is up with you, dog? Ah, how nice to meet you. I do say, my good sir, this is a British... Ah! No matter, it happens to the best of us. We have more important things at hand. I'm the king of all dogs, and I bring you a very important warning. Look to the skies, do you not feel it, when you set your eyes upon the bloody earth above? Something terrible has awoken. Soon it will descend upon the landscape and bring about utmost distraction. I must beseech you, you must put an end to it. Only you have the power to do so. I know a business-minded individual like yourself will have no problem figuring this out. We must make haste. I have some associates that I will introduce you to right away. Come along now. There is no time to lose. Psychopomp. And that's the end of the game. That's the end. You want more? Well, that's it. We gotta wait a little bit before more gets put out, right? One of the theses of this was Wait a second. What? There's more? See, I can't do the overreacting bullshit. This is interesting right here. Be sure to watch your health. We don't have time for mistakes. The real world tip is you will never get ahead in life if you doubt yourself for even 1 moment. I like him. I like this other character. You already know he's going to be crazy and just like such a different way than Pompey is. The king of all dogs has a smarmy air of confidence, a real boardroom kind of canine. Useful skills for getting forward in life. I apologize for this arbitrary holdup. I spoke to my compatriots earlier and told them that we would be meeting at this exact time, but they aren't here. Would you go look for them? Once you find them all, we can continue our place of meeting. I wonder if you talked to him 5 times. No. Okay. Well, in the tutorial area, if you talk to the dog 5 times, his head opens up strangely. Anyway. Oh, also, interesting thing. Talk about this later, I think. Yeah, we do talk about it later. He's actually holding a nail. Isn't that strange? Has I explained this yet? Has I explained it yet? Has you looked into it yet? Well, there's significance there, and that was the end of the statement. That's crazy. Also like that this is... That was crazy. That got me. Anyway, yeah, we have to find the 4 compatriots. He has a nail. It's very interesting. It's very new. I love the gold. It's just like such a funny contrast to Pompey with her like put together like sheet metal shit. And ours is like clearly very refined, clearly very luxurious. The woman wears a flowing cloak, sorry. Under the fabric, you can hear the sounds of taut, silk leathery skin surfaces running against each other, actually. Oh, hello. I've been expecting you. Tell me, do you prefer pythons or constrictors? There are so many kinds of snakes, each more wonderful than the last. Am I needed? I will head there now. And then if you look to your left and your right, there are actually snakes by her. A handshake that flows through your hand. Also, like, it's such another interesting thing. Like, I imagine, like, Pompey just touching things, but I imagine him, like, gracefully extending a hand. I do really like the contrast. I like good characters. Also, another interesting thing is, like, why is he missing his face, and why was, the last and newest segment of Psychopomp, why was that all body oriented? I think that has a lot of significance to it too. Like I said, I'm already done with everything in the video. I'm just playing this again for my enjoyment, though that last level really... And who are these interesting fellows? So this guy is an Aberrant scout, and he stands tall. He is imposing and strong, though he does not exude a threatening aura. Be careful, a storm is brewing. I can feel it in my carapace. There's a great evil hanging over the land. Thelva, may the king watch over you. Who is the king? Are we the king? I think we are. The Aberrant scout is too proud to be touched. Actually, but if we were the king, would they let us touch him? I don't know. The Aberrant scout rests. There's no time for rest in a place like this. Perhaps this hunter is a fool in spite of his appearance. Ah, I know you. You're that human we saw at the hotel. What are you doing all the way out here? This place isn't safe for someone like you. The Aberrant scout is too proud to be touched. Okay. What's weird is we do, in the phone segment, I'll just fucking say it, in the phone segment when we're trying all the phone numbers, there is a number that directly calls the hotel, and he is referred to, I believe, as the king. That is a monster that wants to hurt me. And actually, who are you, mind you? The man stands taller than you. He has a smug look on his face that makes your skin crawl. Actually, has no face at all. A flower is a very special thing. Its beauty is captivating, and yet it brings a stench of death, a deadly poison. What kind of flower can I give to you, sir? Ah, the dog wants me. I'll be right there. Oh. Touch. A soft, touching handshake. It lingers longer than you would like. Ooh, how interesting. So he's a creep of sorts, isn't he? Nothing down there. That tricked me last time, but it won't trick me again. Words are kind of weird, you know? Like, we use them to kind of, like, group things together every now and again. This is going back to the point of influencer, by the way. Maybe I wasn't finished with that. It is just interesting as humans that we have to categorize things to make them make sense. I don't know. Where do we categorize ourselves, you know, in our own brain? I read an interesting thing about the main character concept. I forget what it's called exactly, but it's a very interesting read. The child smiles at you. There are more folds under their eyes where they should be. Me too, sister. Everyone loves puppets. False. Especially puppets themselves. Oh good, it's you. I was getting so bored here. I'll meet you there. By the way, what do you think about puppets? I think they are the damn creepiest things in the world we forgot to touch. A surprisingly firm handshake, because maybe someone's made of wood, puppet material, sawdust, glue. Puppets are extremely freaky. I've been afraid of puppets for ever since I saw that Goosebumps episode. I've been terrified of puppets. They're fucking creepy. Like, nothing against like ventriloquism, though it is creepy to me. Actually no, fuck it. It is fucking creepy. It is so creepy. Like that, like the idea of them, like, I don't know, it's very I don't know, some puppets look devoid of anything, like they are vessels that just have no life, and then there are other ones that just look like they have a soul trapped in them, and it is creepy, and I don't want them. It's like the thing with dolls. That's what it does in the tutorial level. They like same thing with dolls. It's so creepy. I never could collect action figures as an adult. What the fuck? What the hell is even that? What is going on? Actually, wait. Shut up. Everybody, shut up. Class, be quiet. This part's cool. New original song too, and I was more excited for that, I think, than anything. But Psychopomp 2. So thesis check, am I right? Third person mode is unlocked and has been unlocked, and I just never did anything with that. And that, I did fart. I hope that mic didn't pick it up. And that is Psychopomp. Psychopompy, really. Well, what exactly do we make of all this? Well, Backpack, I think you can explain it in insane detail. The script is long. The gameplay is much the same as in the last review. The graphics again are slightly different and give off a more polished feel. The new enemies and creatures add a new layer of creepiness to the game. I absolutely love this art style. But I will not stop talking about art, just you wait. I think what I admire most about the art is that it's unique and unafraid to just be what it is, be itself, to tell a story in the most gruesome way, if that makes any sense. The new music tracks as well, absolute bangers. Insanely incredible that just a tiny few tweaks can make something that's already shine 3 times as bright. Like this, I don't know how he built so well upon this game in such little time. It's outstanding. Like, even if he had to make the music from scratch, even if it was just leftover tracks that he didn't want to use in the game, it is amazing that he did this in such little time. It's just the fact that you already feel like you are in a labyrinth, and now like just like how many secrets and collectibles are scattered, maybe things that we have not found yet. It's just so cool. You never know when you're gonna stumble upon a secret, and I love secrets. You know me, I love secrets. If you're new, I love secrets. We can say it together. Come on. I guess we're no better than Pompey, scouring the commonplaces for conspiracy. Specifically, this track in the ending level is absolutely magnificent. I don't know how Carbonic does it, but it manages to capture so much wonder, fear, and alienation in this track. Like it's in all of the tracks. It's amazing. into the interpretation of these new areas and especially the new ending, let's dissect it bit by bit to find meaning in the scattered pieces of the game. Again, this is a continuation of my first video. If you haven't caught it, I do highly recommend checking it out because a lot of this shit isn't gonna make sense, I'm not gonna lie. Now, taking a trip through the new levels, excluding the tutorial and the trench, which have significantly changed, one thing of note is that level select for levels 4 and 5, the background is a hip bone. What looks to be the center of the stomach, maybe just barely above the crotch. There is a large tie-in to the body horror after we discuss a bit about the end game, but this does hold a high amount of significance. A jumbled mess of human anatomy living in a sentient city. The rusted chain to the gritty floor and uncomfortable visuals seem like an even darker concept than Silent Hills. The creatures that inhabit the location are amongst the most horrifying yet in the game series. The level suffers from invasive moths that ail the city, and it's our job to clean it up. The blood sea or seeming flesh that spans for eons is a really cool touch. Reminds me of Evangelion. In the far distance, you can see the moon that was included in the hospital levels, which is also a cool touch. Buildings, beams, and concrete are combined with flesh. Also, the butthole in the center is a super weird, but such an interesting touch in the shameless, visceral tone of all that Psychopomp is. This level really bleeds its shameless and unforgiving storytelling, which is something to be appreciated if you love horror or art. The end of the level is us killing the city. It's kind of strange to see us affecting all of these different establishments. From the assisted killing in the machine level to destroying the anime-faced queen, we are truly the arbiter of change of this world. Something else haunting is that buildings will communicate through graffiti. One of the buildings has food tagged on the side. I believe I said something during the tutorial or during the playthrough the tutorial. I love subtle horror elements like this. In this level, we are required to get DDT, sulfate, and bromine to construct a chemical to kill the moths. DDT, also known as dichlorodiphthitrichloroethane, have the fucking robots say it, is a substance used in insecticide. Sulfur is self-explanatory, and bromine is a chemical often used in fire retardants. Now let's do a little chemistry lesson. Just a little information. I failed chemistry. Actually, no, I think I got a C. Okay, allegedly, I passed with a C. You know, and I ceased it. C's get degrees, you know, and that's temperature. I got some high Celsius in chemistry because I bring that heat to a classroom setting. Anyway, I'm not in school anymore, but you fools are for the remaining part of this segment of my video. Oh, and it connects, so don't worry. DDT is still used to this day in South America and Asia. In World War II, it was used to fight malaria and worked wondrously. The reason I bring this up is these chemicals are found within the living body of a city. Now, DDT causes breast cancer, diabetes, decreased semen quality, spontaneous abortion, and impaired neurodevelopment in children. Bromine, when inhaled, causes respiratory distress, can lead to hypoxemia, metabolic acidosis, and death. Sulfur, this is mostly for people who have existing lung conditions, can cause reduced lung function, aggravated asthmatic symptoms, increased risk of emergency department visits, hospitalization, and also death. There seems to be a big focus on the human body, how it kills you from the inside out by seemingly just existing. We will build more on this, no pun intended. Oh, I'm a funny guy. I didn't even write that in. That was good. That was a good joke. I gotta give myself a pat on the back for that one. We're gonna build more on this in the next few levels. Anyway, you guys passed chemistry with A's. Count them, A's, because 1, I'm a good chemistry teacher. 2, I actually help you guys retain the knowledge. And then there is no 3, it's just 2. Also important, before I end this segment, Piss Lipid Boy, who may be more important later on. He's a interesting character. The level of DNA, cancer, alleles, and genetics are discussed through this level. Cancer is spoken about like something wonderful that is simply a part of our code. The level is designed with the task of getting rid of these sentient teratomas. There are many disturbing visuals such as fetuses and strange-looking doll jack-in-the-box thingies. After finding the components and activating many different control panels, we can get rid of the fetus-looking thing that blocks our path, the teratoma. The only way to pass the level is to introduce the unstable DNA to the teratoma. What is a teratoma and why have you said it so many times? Well, I'm going to say it one more time. A teratoma is a rare type of tumor that can develop from germ cells and contains various types of tissue, like hair, teeth, bone, and muscle, essentially resembling a mix of different body tissues, often appearing as a mass that can be benign or malignant, non-cancerous or cancerous. They most commonly occur in the ovaries, testes, or tailbone area in children and adults. Again, with the fixation of strange, rare illnesses that our character has to learn about and seemingly fight against to get to the next area. It also explains the fetus-like look of the teratoma because it is a mass of different things that resemble us. The origin point speaks gratefully to introduce suffering into the body, yet all ceases as we actually purge the body of DNA. Is this why we're able to pass on to the 6th level? Which is a complete trip, by the way. Brain disorder is also brought up during one of the dialogues with the origin points, but I don't believe there is enough evidence to say that Pompey has a brain disorder. Though this is not to say that she isn't completely mad. Which I believe to be the hardest level in the game. It's also my favorite. A demigod greets you as you shed every part of your humanity and understanding to reach true enlightenment. The true meaning of concepts, flesh, people. This is Pompey's real transition into insanity, but also enlightenment, godhood, question mark. You could also pose that. It's also a neat tie into the hospital level where we consult a philosopher, different great minds of the human race. Well, quote unquote great minds. They were horrible, disgusting people. This also shows me that whatever reality we are living in, this is 100% her reality. I don't think this is delusion anymore, as I stated so much in the previous video. There is also the most wonderful art gallery in this level. If you know anything about me, I love art galleries in games. The painting upon entering is a lone figure representing our isolation and the way we think about the world. The violent and strange structures that surround us represent the missing pieces of Pompey. The violence we enact without thought, it takes a toll on us. It also represents the most visceral parts of life. Having the strangest uncanny human anatomy. Shitting, pissing, eating, fucking, violence, and death. The middle structure is pierced by a spear of some sort. It reminds me of, is this an Evangelion reference? Be honest. But it also shows that we are damaged and not whole. The large painting in the center that almost looks like the logo of the game may represent our ambition. Looking like a strange map, the key to our speculation and paranoia come true. Also, having an eye may represent an active side on what is true and what is false in the map, which makes sense for all the negative spaces. There's also a painting that looks like a testicle with an eye, representing hurt relationships with a male figure. Possibly even a relationship with a male that is lost or unattainable. Tying this in, and the only reason I make this connection, and it's not just balls with an eye on a painting, is there was a transient location, I think is what it's called, a transient location where we do get insight that Pompey does not have the best relationship with her father, from my understanding. The background speaks that, and the melancholic look in the eye, I don't know, it's a fucking crying ball on a table, dude. I can't do this anymore. I quit. The painting that looks the most painted of the bunch, I believe, represents Pompey's outlook on herself. Violent, dirty, rage-filled. She believes to be a living representation of instinct, which may be true as it is led her throughout this terrifying world. Also, a strange perspective on how she views herself. It looks like she too fears herself and what she is capable of. Last is a painting on the top floor that looks like a skull in the helmet she wears. Maybe representing the blossoming and the death of her old self, maybe even her desire to meet her end, to escape the paranoia. Onto the four paragons who hold the keys can be spoken to. They provide knowledge and philosophy on the subjects they guard. The four speeches are turned into keys that unlock gates. There is a character called Sila who speaks of a new world coming. Hint, hint. That's me nudging you. It's hinting that there, may be motive of our beloved protagonist to make the world anew. Throughout this world, we are spoken to worse than any other level in the game. The Guardians talk down to us, calling us a usurper, that we are not worthy of creating a new world, that we are ugly. The 4 aspects also speak of 2 thinkers that created the 4 concepts. Could the 2 thinkers possibly be Mercury and Venus? Anyway, we become worthy in violence, slaying the Guardians that block our path, though they may be books far older than the planets themselves. They are reduced to putty beneath our $15 Home Depot hammer. The enemies are incomprehensible, and there is a character unlike the others that speaks so calmly of life. Gut Mother may represent our instinct or our soul, the pineal gland, them helping us to the very end with warm and harmless sentiments. Though every other character in the game boasts of themselves or the context of the world, this one is content as is. Maybe it's our focus on our instincts that has led our Gut Mother to have this. Our tune with our instincts. It's really interesting to see. Now, as we give each of these keys up to the gates, we transition to the end to seal our fate. Speaking on the levels, it seems like the first 3 levels of the base game are showing how awful the state of the world is, providing these conspiracies, telling the story through horrific images, showing your destiny as well. The new 3 levels show a descent into madness, as it seems like you battle the different parts of what it means to be alive, to be human. With this contest against what it means to be human as we descend into godhood, we face challenges the other levels never offered. The break from reality is painstaking, which is why I believe the 6th level to be so difficult. Level 4 has us break away from what we visually know. Are we comfortable with tearing down cities? This may be a metaphor for destroying normality in a city, all its functions and how we know it to operate. De-establishing ideas and thoughts that have been instilled for as long as we've been alive and beyond. The moths, the webs that they leave behind, can even be what clouds our minds from seeing the truth, blocking our paths, the truth in advertising. Through pretty pictures and messages, we are told we are able to rid them and see the actuality of what is in front of us. In this destruction, we move to level 5, stripping the humanity of our biology and the wonders that cause us happiness and harm. At this level, we destroy our very own DNA. This could also represent our society as a working class. The DNA as the backbone, yet left to be harmed, without much protection, but that's just how it is. Though they do connect too closely to the previous, I did have this idea as well. Stripping our biology and truly questioning it separates our physical body to the ethereal one, which segues into level 6 as we skip the elevator and go straight into the meat. This level is about freeing our soul, the pursuit of true understanding. In the journey, we lose all humanity and gain knowledge true. I believe that this is a descent into godhood because we lose all other aspects of humanity to achieve this. As seen in the art gallery, we forget about our hopes and fears to learn. The knowledge of the gods is one that would drive any mad. If you have ever taken an interest or classes on philosophy, you would know that in the pursuit of true knowledge, it drives most mad. Philosophy too isn't knowledge that applies to everyone, but the individual. So all answers that one may have may pertain to themselves or very few others. Rarely is it applied to large groups of minds because every individual's thoughts are unique and lead to so many potential avenues of thought. But that's just my philosophy. Anyway, we need to be insane. We need to be inhuman to achieve our highest potential as Venus, as the Dragonfly Queen. With this chain of knowledge, this new power, comes change and destruction. Because without this trail of fire, there would be no new world. One much better than whatever kind of society this once was. Before diving into the final level, the end of the game, we will be looking through the 4 Ephemeral Locations. First, we step into the cave of the Rust Mother. And if I may say, this track goes hard as hell. Such a beautiful track to go with the name too. It's almost warm and welcoming. There is a trio of four-eyed creatures. The first Rust Mother praises the idea of rust, speaking on the idea of brains too becoming rust after a while. This either speaks on the brain becoming a rotting computer component in ourselves, or the idea of dementia or Alzheimer's. The second Rust Mother talks about how they birth all rust that comes to metal. The final Rust Mother speaks on getting used to the idea of rust. Come to think of it, most of these strange locations or entities act like a cancer and are happy about it. Could this possibly relate to our day and age? The Natural History Museum is one of the only locations in the game with voice acting. Humans mentioned? The last human died in captivity on an unknown date. This answers a previous claim of our pondering whether or not humans colonized Venus or not. Pompey is not human. If the last human already ceased, she is either a celestial being or something more evolved. These secret locations do large numbers when providing lore. The next exhibit speaks of the ever so mysterious Thrait. They are also thought to be extinct. They are always spoken about derogatorily. They lived in small societies, which was annoying to whatever rules now. It seems like they wanted them to go extinct, though there are still some Thraits scattered across the world. Perhaps it's not the same for humans, it's not true. Maybe this is propaganda for whoever's there to listen. Better for it. After the Thrait went extinct, the humans evolved. These frightening blobs are seemingly alive in this exhibit. Could this be the species that we are? I believe not, due to the way our character looks versus how they look. Nevertheless, they are in captivity in this museum for no one, seemingly. Is this world abandoned? Who is any of this for? It seems that all those that are here are workers for whatever level they just stay at perpetually. Could this world be long abandoned and simply living because it must, regardless of those left to wander it? The human seedbed is such a haunting name for the next location. Evolved humans are scattered throughout this level. They say nothing of interest and seem to be learning basic words and phrases. Is this the consumer of the world? Being bred, learning the bare minimum, left helpless in a dystopian society? A perfect world for what has been established to forever take advantage of everyone. You then see a human that represents you. You must kill it to progress. This can be the connection to us being a hyper-conscious evolved human, or simply the fact that these are horrid clones of what once existed. Just as the world seemingly treats them, we kill it with no consequence simply because it stands in our way. I wonder if in all of this liberation of secrecy, the pursuit of freedom Pompey seeks, if we will ever fall into hypocrisy and create what we hated. This also opens up the theory that we are an evolved human, so I think it still teeter-totters on we are something else or we are an evolved human. Lastly is the Hollow Nursery. We see a Thrait woman waiting for the Dragonfly Queen to return, as is the prophecy. We see it as us, as a dragonfly. The final thing keeping us from the ending of the game is the 4 Aberrant Locations. The special shower is a horrifying look into isolation. We see a character that represents us as it may have been showered in acid. It wears a sort of crown and wails in pain. It cannot be accessed or killed, not even talked to. Looks like we're not the only person in this world who looks like us. Though we do all look the same, perhaps it is safe to assume that we all are evolved humans, ready to step out into the world. This could also be a direct threat to us, as we are the Dragonfly Queen and we are the start of a new age. This could be showing us the ultimate consequences, or that somebody wishes to impede our progress. Nature is my favorite location. It has the ambiance of the outdoors, though it does not lie that we are far underground and in a void. We see the Avatar, the one who represents all human nature. The way that this seeming poem of human, animalistic, innate, objective is written, it's so beautiful. The beauty in what we are and how we are programmed goes beyond everything. The poem summarizes all of nature, all of the world. How haunting, how scary. The simplicity of life. You were already touching the symbol. This tells that it is something that we never forget how to do. In our DNA, in our programming. Also, a very haunting face that stares blankly, that represents almost the imitation human face from Adventure Time. Spiral represents our outlook, maybe. One of the more confusing ones, perhaps the components in what makes up our psyche, how we are touched by things, we become things, yet remain ever so hypercritical of ourselves. Well, some. Our insecurities, our beliefs, put into a strange collection of images. Ancient Future Place tells of the prophecy, yet one of peace, as they seemingly hold hands on a rock that may have been drifting for eons. Scribbled not like an ancient, but of more recent time. Maybe this Mercury character will aid us in creating a new world. I will build more on this in the next section. I bet you're all so tired of hearing that. The ending of the game is quite crazy. We traverse a desert landscape to find what I can assume is mother, father, sister. Mother rules the snakes, father rules poison, and sister rules puppets. The dog seems to be taking orders from the parents or is conducting the scheme. There are also two scouts, one lazy, one not. This realm seems to know you well but refers to you as human. Once all are gathered, we seemingly feel an explosion from the earth. This is where the game ends. We're also given a teaser for Psychopomp 2, and a brand new title screen song. It sounds so cool. You also unlock a third-person mode, and that adds a whole new experience to the game. So what does the ending mean? Let's look at the keys first. If you are able to collect all 6 keys and click the home button, you are taken to Pompey's home. I would like to note as well that I am so glad they don't use the number 7. It was 6 keys, you know. In so many games, so much media uses the number 7. I'm glad that it's getting switched up a little bit. Anyway, you traverse different parts of what seems to be Pompey's internal workings. Walking through, we meet a plethora of characters representing insecurity, ego, id, and many other components of the body and mind. The second room tells us that our body is failing, that there isn't much we can do, and if we do want more information, we must upgrade to a platinum membership. Guess in the future, we still don't have free health. The robot also seems to be some sort of medical aid machine to inform us of our status. In the third room, we see what I believe to be the id of ourselves, as it shows many child and Neanderthal-style drawings on the wall depicting violence or other situations, like riding a circle horse thing. Wow, very cool. We also meet libido, which further derives my point in exploring the body and mind, mostly the mind in the key segments, as the keys are quite literally unlocking memories. For clarification as well, libido means sexual desire or drive, the motivation and interest in engaging in sexual activities. In this, there is also a horribly mangled female body with what looks like stretched, torn flesh. Building off of this as well, it's a half face with this horrific image, unable to enact upon these instincts or even that we are excessive in this. It tells us to clean ourselves up, make us feel pretty. Either a lack of confidence or trauma, but this is all up in the air. A continuation of the id, no doubt. I believe it possibly tells us of a story of trauma. This could even go so far to talk about, sex in a blunt way. A commentary on how the act can be vile and disgusting. How it is the metamorphosis of the female. Though I do cling more to trauma in my theory, the way that the story is told here in the homeroom, it is another possible theory. That nothing is without harm, penetration, and violence. The fifth room speaks on how every vessel of our brain seems corrupt and dirty. Our character seems to be in more pain past the smile of insanity that we have. It makes sense that their inner workings would be far more complex than we can understand. The human experience is complex and unique to everyone. The cruelty of our individual lives sometimes knows no bounds. It is our control whether we are consumed or at peace enough to see the light of the next day. At the very end, we meet a character in black and white. When approached, we are given a cutscene. This, drum roll everyone, give me a damn drum roll from the comfort of your own home. This proves our theory right in the last video. It confirms that the symbols we found along the way. Pompey is Venus and Boxman is Mercury. From what it seems, Pompey was friends with our new protagonist and somehow they got separated. They have history of playing together. Also showing the obsession with dragonflies and, for Mercury, beetles. apparently beetles beat dragonflies, which is something I believe to be more fleshed out in the next game. It is so cool to finally see the team assembled. It's like some weird backwards kind of insane Avengers, While also having all the context of the past, it is cool that this all ties in. One of the secret menu location does tell us of Pompey having memories before birth as well. This can allude to instincts, as I believe to be the right interpretation, but the paths are leading to memories of past lives. I don't believe in that one as much, but let me elaborate. I do believe the strongest theory to be that of them as children interacting. It would be interesting that if it was past life, regression, something like that. Whatever the separation was, Pompey had her mind wiped and had very little connection to this higher being. It was almost as if she was muted for some reason. It seems as Venus is the harbinger of change, rewriting the world that is shrouded in secrecy and inhumanity. Perhaps Venus isn't the antagonist like we theorized originally, but the character that will, make the world anew. This points more to the other characters we meet and the dog as the antagonist for having to battle someone who was, once our friend. Is reforming the world that is corrupt and ugly really that bad of an act? I think not, especially as we explore each area, new ones as well. It is worth rewriting. Interjecting here now with the knowledge of all the illness speak, in some of the rooms it does point to our body failing. As we see in the first two areas, it speaks on things such as having a malfunctioning musculoskeletal system. I said it fast because I don't think I could say it right. Musculoskeletal? Cerebral spinal fluid leaking. From some of the other levels, we can see too that chemicals found cause these harmful effects. I believe a good possible theory is that we are sick and dying. Possibly cancer-ridden as we live with the grief of our life ending. Pompey is 23 years old. That's a pretty young age to have, this many issues. This also speaks of the disdain of hospitals Pompey has. Her being in and out of them is a sure possibility. That they are poisoning her may not be true, but they are built for those who can afford it. Connecting more to what we have seen. We are traveling through her body in levels 4 and 5 as the background is the lower area of the body. Are we purging these diseases and cancers out of ourselves? The character Piss Lipid Boy also may be a reference to lipiduria. That is essentially when the presence of lipids or fat is in the urine. Because we are panned at the lower body, perhaps Pompey is having issues with her kidneys? Maybe even ovaries, with the presence of the teratomas. I believe that we are dying and shed this last pain and morality to become more than what we are. Or that simply this is our harsh descent into the afterlife. Whether these two claims become true or not, Pompey will reign as a powerful and deadly god. Going back to our main point, if the dog is the antagonist, why did they encourage us to even begin this journey? A lot is set in place that still is quite hazy. What I believe is the dog wished Pompey to be reawoken. But she herself wanted to change the world, hence why the dog is never seen again and contact is lost. An interesting point to Rebirth is the fun poem. Remember that from the fucking beginning of the video? The poem shows only 4 people. Some theorize that this could have been Pompey's family. We now believe that this is false or half true. It seems the motivation is to create the world anew, but perhaps not in the way Pompey or Boxman wanted it at all. The other theory is perhaps the dog is playing a double agent and wishes to reform and change, though his superiors do not. Though Pompey thinks she has attained clarity through insanity, it is really sad to see this once heartfelt, innocent relationship now become a contest of power. Lastly, it's quite the spectacle to see the solar system at the very end. Only Mercury and Venus are left without X's. Is the dog's plan to rid the world of the powers, like these gods of worlds? Are they simply the last godlike entities remaining? All these theories, look at my hands, all these theories, up in the air. Other things worth mentioning, while on a small note, when you do play as Boxman, you have a nail instead of a hammer. I think that's like one of the coolest details ever. God, I feel like I'm missing something. Of course, the telephone. Through research and plugging in random numbers for what seemed like hours, there is method to the madness as the numbers spell out words. Yeah, that's the main thing that threw me for a loop. This will provide us some final context in our theories on the game. Firstly is King 5464.
Hello, you've reached the Arroyo Inn. I'm very sorry, but there are no vacant rooms at the moment. If you're calling for a guest, he's currently asleep. Please leave a callback number and we'll get back to you as soon as we can. Thanks. Bye.
It is a call to the king himself at the hotel he was staying in. No one is home as he has already risen. Dogs 3647.
I'm just getting so overwhelmed by the smell. It's in me, it's in my skin and in my teeth. It covers my eyes too. Man's best friend, huh?
A man speaks on his hatred of animals and hints at the dogs not having the best intentions, possibly proving our theory that the mother, father, child, and dog are corrupt, taking the king, Boxman Mercury, off the path. Actually, come to think of it as well, this is to rid the common nuclear family. I strongly believe that Boxman will be used as a puppet until reaching enlightenment, with the Dragonfly Queen who sheds away all secrets. Bugs 2847.
I'm so fucking tired of these damn bugs. Every which way I go, it's mantises or beetles or other shit. I can't stand them. I can't stand the way they crunch, the way they smell, the sounds they make, and these damn worlds they create. But don't worry. We won't be dealing with bugs for very long.
Someone who hates praying mantises and beetles speaks on the irritation of killing them, how they deserve not the same space as them. Apparently, they won't be dealing with bugs for very much longer. Maybe Pompey was always the queen, and the usurper, spoken about earlier, is the new cast of characters that have appeared. With the context we have now, they clearly wish to stop Venus and Mercury from enacting their new world. Possibly the father who spoke about flowers? What more do gardeners hate than bugs? This one has like a double. It's the same one, but it's two. Okay, 4 and duos, 3687 and 3876.
Hey everybody, let's have fun today. What kind of fun do I have in mind? I've got a game to play. What kind of game is it? Well, let's say it's a game of tricks. It's a game of traps and twists and turns. But I think you're really gonna enjoy it. And I think we're all gonna get along just fine.
An advertisement that sounds completely dystopian. They said fun so many times, it sounds weird now. Wild 9453.
You know, I had a dream the other night. I was running through a big open field, and I just felt like I could keep running forever, and I could end up anywhere I wanted to go. It was like the dream had its fingers in the here and now, but that it was dipping its toes into some other water. Just a dream, I guess.
A simple dream. I believe this to be a reference to Carbonic's other game, Dream Wilds, which I have yet to play, but I'm really excited to after this. Worms 9676.
It should come as no surprise that worms would get jealous, left in the dirt, left to rot. In the mire beneath the darkness of the world, the worms might wonder, and the worms might try.
A speech on worms, how they are jealous being in the darkness of the dirt. Them too wishing to uprise. This may speak on society. Those forced to work, or the class treated like shit, now wishes to crawl out of it, no longer suffering in the dark. Wishing to bask in the sun, and take what they have rightfully created as the backbone of the functioning world. Just a theory. 2639, body.
Every night I've dreamed of a flayed woman in my bathtub. She sits there, submerged waist high in a mass of her own sliced flesh, splashing her near-skeletal hands in and out of the frothy remains, and looks at me with a smile, excitedly playing in the delight of flesh becoming an object, separate from oneself and completely discernible from the whole. The flesh is old and has turned gray, far more than could ever have possibly come from her, and yet it is all from her. She stands up, moving without muscle, only slight tendon on her bones, and crawls out of the tub and runs through the yard, dancing in joy of that holy release, at that ability to finally be free.
This is a direct reference to Special Shower, and what exactly was going on there. Though little context, it looks like experiments were being conducted on people underground. A theory of note by Forced to Log In on Reddit suggests that Pompey, before creating the helmet and going mad, was a scientist. How else could she have created the helmet? The author goes on to state that she is the author of the Caldman 4 article about the stars disappearing. This note can be found in the forbidden area of the game. Though she was always the queen, she knew she was destined for greater things when she started questioning the world around her. Wondering why no one else lived in fear. Having seen the stars are false, she found fact in the helmet that seemingly forced her into a spiritual awakening. It also explains why most notes are written by Pompey and how they have access to such high-level documents. That or she's just cray. but I like this theory. Now moving further away from Forced to Log In's theory, maybe her evolving at such a rapid pace caused all the illness she now faces. I believe that we are actually on the planet Venus and not Earth. We see on the map that Venus and Mercury are the only two planets without X's on. I believe this, especially with the other species that inhabit it. It makes a bit of sense that perhaps Earth has colonized this planet. It's the only way to explain Pompey, though she is the only put-together living human we see in the series other than Boxman. I believe Boxman will attempt to stop us and then join us to create a new world. Her body is also suffering from failure to function. She does not have a good image of herself and has abandoned such things now that she is the God Queen. I also think that Boxman is going to be just as insane as she is. I also believe Boxman to have health issues of his own as he wears a mask. Maybe he wears a black mask to match his suit to look more like the Beatles that he adores so much. Again, all of these are just possible ideas for what the game is going to be about. It is hard sometimes to imagine reform or change. Our world was created in violence and destruction with a big bang. Same with all cities and countries. Rivers turned red. Homes taken. People killed. The quote-unquote strongest surviving. Is this all chalked up to instinct? Is there something more to the establishments that stand today? What I really love about Psychopomp is it is a commentary on the soul, of us finding our way to cope or find hope in the mundane. To live like a child, yet show the destruction in acting as such. The contradictions of the game as well speak so human, so real to our experiences. If we look at the world at face value, the game or ours, I guess depending on where you live and what your outlook is, it can be depressing to some. This game is beauty because it is a story told like no other. Its disdain for the mundane leaves players in a state of wonder and possible misunderstanding. Living its life in the abstract is a peculiar look into the mind of insanity. To challenge our own philosophy in what is right or wrong, true or false. Perhaps Psychopomp gives us the ability to see the power in all of us as individuals to change. Why stay stagnant when everything will always constantly move? Sometimes it sucks to feel out of control, but it isn't worth going crazy about. I like to include challenges towards the end of my video, so here's the Video-ly challenge. Do something in your life that will make a change for yourself. Take your control back. Whether it's doing something you've always wanted to do, going somewhere, making plans, or even making changes for your health, restriction can also be a form of control. Though the violence, struggle, and harm pertains to the game, life can be much more enjoyable than some of the themes we discussed. Though I am not a doctor, there were a lot of medical issues discussed, We cannot get help unless we seek the proper treatment. The helpline here is for any friends who are struggling. I truly am sorry to hear if you are. We all deserve to be in the light, and I'm sure we will all find our own unique, beautiful way to find it. Again, I would like to thank Carbonic for giving me this copy of the game. I will never forget how happy it made me. I was sitting on a bench at a train station. There was a Christmas shop to my left and a smoke shop to my right on this multi-leveled complex that rang alien to myself. I remember gazing to the bottom level where trains were leaving people behind and picking them up. I wasn't feeling the best that day, but this message gave me so much hope and happiness. A free copy of a game I absolutely adore, that I was going to get. Again, thank you Carbonic for this amazing gesture. This creator is truly brave in what they share online, and they deserve all our support as well. Well, what did you guys think? This video went on for way longer than anticipated, but nonetheless, I'd love to hear all of your thoughts and opinions down in the comment section below. Also down there is the big thumb? What's the big thumb? The big like button. Give this video a like if you truly did like the video. If you disliked it, why don't you do it a thumbs down? I need the interaction's good either way. And while you're down there, don't forget to hit the big red, the subscribe button, pick up a backpack, and become a backpacker today. We're almost at 3K, which is so surreal. Thank you guys. And with that, my name is Backpack Comics, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye bye. Have a nice night.